Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. We've got a redux of Riot in the Ring round 2 coverage, which kicks off tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, on all Sportswire radio platforms. And YouTube, you can watch it on the NEW Northeast Wrestling's YouTube page. But before we get to that point, you heard a lot last night from our guest, the Savage Animal, D Savage, and maybe he had a Savage like Wi-Fi power outage when he was going to say some certain things on one of our people who's already in the chat who's going to wrestle. But I'll leave that out. But I've got 2/3 from the group Redux, and they've got a lot to say because, well, you're going to see them in the ring upcoming in round 2. They're going to talk about their opponents. One opponent's kind of an unlikely opponent. The other one's an opponent that, well, there's certainly a lot of history there, to say the least, and I'm sure we'll definitely talk about that. Plus, we'll talk about all things related to the future of NEW, the Riot in the Ring, and how important it has been, the success of it. We'll talk about some of the other matches, and we'll talk about whatever else these guys want, and they might even, let's say, fire some shots. And I guarantee you, unlike D Savage last night, they ain't going to have any problems with Wi-Fi. They ain't going to hit any blanks. And I have no doubt on prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where figuratively and literally all wrestling matters, you are going to get a chance to hear these guys. And plus, I might even have an announcement or two. And I'm sure they'll have something that they may have up their sleeves, which is why you'll want to tune into this one. And especially because, after all, if you're looking at our guest here right next to me on the right-hand corner, he's got a name change, and I'm trying to figure out, well, wasn't there a guy I used to know that looked like him? And after all, now he's got the same last name as a hockey player or a tennis player. And I guarantee you, though, there's no question that he hits harder than a tennis player and definitely can skate, I'm sure, a lot better than a hockey player. But he'll definitely, hopefully, not hold that against me for some of those things I just said. And of course, the man below me, well, literally and figuratively, he's a surge and a power surge that he's got more power in his body than almost all of my power surges to plug all of my lights to be live right now on Sportswire Radio. These guys, I can tell, I don't want to be on their bad side. I definitely want to make sure that I keep it clean and make sure I don't want to make sure that these guys won't want to come back on this platform, because if they're going to be shooting, I don't want to be the intended target. So I'm going to certainly give them the introductions that they deserve, and especially because they've gotten it so many times, and I can assure you that this will be a much better introduction than the one that D Savage got, because after all, it kind of led to his Wi-Fi being cut, and I'm sure somewhere he's still trying to figure out the Wi-Fi connection, plus his dog Samson, who seemed like he might have been a better guest on yesterday's show than D Savage. But I'm only kidding, not holding that against D Savage. I'm sure you'll see him after his performances in the Riot in the Ring. But let's get right to it. It is a busy Thursday night in the world of the backyard underground wrestling circuit, and I am very excited to talk about the best underground spectacle yet, Riot in the Ring round 2, which kicks off again tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern time on the NEW YouTube page. So let's get right to it. So with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one global sports show from the group Redux. First, the reigning, defending NEW Underground Wrestling Northeast Champion. Simply put, they call him the Surge. Power Surge. And then also from the group Redux, the reigning, defending NEW Underground Wrestling Heavyweight Champion of the World, the man that has won the most championships of any Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer. He's the best on the card, Dvorak. champs are here. Champs, how are you?
Doing good, Tom. Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm actually pretty good. I mean, I fell asleep for a couple of hours in the afternoon and I woke up and it sounded like somebody rang my phone and wanted to shoot me. And no, it wasn't for something I said on Sportswire. I've actually been pretty tame the past few days, so it really wasn't that. But I'm happy to be here. I actually feel in a rare 100%, and especially with you guys. I better have my A game because when I opened up talking about the riot in the ring round 2, I was like 6 o'clock on all Sportswire radio platforms. And I made sure to correct myself and put in the NEW's YouTube page. But don't worry, I'll have the links up there for it visually and obviously everybody will see it. Mr. Surge, it's always good to see you. I definitely don't want to be Mickey Vargas tomorrow. I'll certainly get to him. I definitely wouldn't want to be in the middle of any of the things you have to say, but it's good to see you fellas right before the riot in the ring, and I'm really excited about it, and I definitely want to get into that because there's a lot I want to talk about. I kind of talked about some of those things with Mr. D Savage, but again, we kind of had fun with it, and you were here for a little while for a cameo, and his Wi-Fi kind of went out on him almost. Maybe it was the fear of God, maybe that he was going to put in maybe some of his opponents, or maybe it was a sign that maybe he shouldn't have said some things. But that's here and there. Jake, I have to go to you though first because I remember you from another last name, and now I see you with a new last name, and now I see you going to a whole list of other really important places. I'm going to put that link up on the screen shortly to see where you're going, but for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, where figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters, tell us why you are now Jake Dvorak.
So, fun fact, back in 2016, I believe it was, I was getting pro trained and they didn't want to keep the name that I currently had at the time. It was still Matthews, but back then I was going as Blake Matthews. So they gave me the name Jake Dvorak. And that's what I went under while I was doing training when I had my one and only match that is up on YouTube. Paid my dues with that match. And since now I will be focusing on going to the pro/live show aspect of wrestling more, I decided it was time for a change. I decided it was time for a new attitude and a new version of Jake that you're going to be seeing in the future.
Let me ask you a question, and I know that the Surge has been all over the place in the indie scene in the Northeast Pennsylvania area. And have you asked him at all about his experiences to kind of prepare you for what you're about to enter in? I mean, I'm just curious on that since the Surge is here. Do you talk to him a lot about that? Because we see him almost like every weekend. I see you everywhere, literally and figuratively. I mean, you ask him at all maybe for advice on what you're about to venture in?
So not really, because the federations that I will be going to isn't the same as his. I mean, I'd be certainly more than happy to hear what he has to say for advice. However, he's never been a TF crew. He's been focusing on his
saw that. That I saw.
He's been to UWF once. But according to him and according to D Savage, I'm going to fit right in because as many as everybody should know, I'm more of a hardcore specialist, and UWF is hardcore to say.
I thought you were more of the let's just say technical side. I thought you were more of the I don't know, high fly. I'm only kidding, obviously, but yes, yeah. I'm well aware of your style.
You'll see me do some moonsaults, some shooting star presses. You never know.
I would think most of the audience by now would know that you're a little bit more hardcore than my buddy, the Hardcore King Atomic Titan, who's actually live as we speak. But yeah.
Speaking about which, we're still waiting for a confirmation date. So Atomic Titan, Joshua Allen, whoever comes up with the dates, we are still waiting. I need to figure out the date. So if you're watching, send me some dates because I'm looking for them. And I'm looking to travel this year. So if you're listening, let's confirm it.
Oh, I'm sure I'll get to that, and I know the boys in Ohio are certainly waiting for the same thing from Mr. Titan. And let me ask you though, I mean, okay, so I get that obviously the Surge wrestles in a little bit of a different scene, but does it help now that you're going into the more pro, let's say, indie style aspect of hardcore wrestling, which I'm going to put up on the screen here, some places you're going to be at recently? Does it help you that you're going to be on cards with guys that you pretty much have relationships with already, guys that you've obviously shared a locker room with, whether it's here or, in TF crew, for an example? Does that help you think, in terms of making the transition?
I believe so. There's a few people that I talked to from UWF that you never see me on screen with.
Sure.
I'm able to, connect with them through social media. But wrestling guys with Jeff Nova, Justin Abel Sane, all them being with TF Crew.
And
Uh,
Jeff Nova's another guy that's been out of my reach to get him on Sportswire. He's one of these guys that, I've spoken, Jeff and I have spoken. He's one of these guys. It's like him and JX. They're like these two guys that just like, for whatever reason, they won't come on or they can't come on. I don't know. It's tough. I don't know.
Jeff Nova is a very busy guy from what
Yes.
and I see that he's wrestling everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah. Yeah.
Him. But I'm sure he would love to come on one of these days.
Yeah, we actually had some really good conversations, and he knows about the platform. It's just he's like you said, he's really really busy and such. And I'm actually going to put the announcement here right now because I actually have it here on the screen. There you go. I mean, you're right there, July 13th, UWF. That's right around the corner there, Mr. Jake Dvorak. Right around the corner. I mean, pretty exciting times there.
Yep. I said when a couple months ago that, if anybody wants me at their federation, let me know. There's a few places that still waiting for confirmation dates and just waiting to hear back from them after being told that they want me down there. But, UWF, we came to decision going down there July 13th. I do not know what is in store for me. However, very, very much looking forward to it.
Let me ask you a question. I mean, it's a fantastic product. It's a product, obviously, I've talked a lot about in the past because names on this show have been a part of it. Obviously, Gabe Sayers, Doc Holliday, Mikey Anarchy, certainly Jimmy Controversy. Is there anybody there that maybe you're excited to meet most or excited to maybe potentially have an opportunity to wrestle? I'm just curious on that for the audience.
Yeah. So a majority of the guys I've met through TF Crew and met them backstage not too long ago. But as far as I'll say dream matches there is a few. Number one, definitely Hardcore.
Oh, Hardcore, obviously the man that figuratively and literally had a syringe needle put up his lip by Jimmy Controversy. Yes, the man that every time I look on Instagram, is it me or is every time he's either covered in blood or he's on the floor with either blood or glass on his back?
It's quite frequently, yes.
I wonder if his life, if he ever goes and says, what if I'm not in blood? I mean, he must almost literally, he should come out to Slayer's Reign in Blood because all he does is come out to blood. See, somebody got that reference. I'm glad somebody liked my taste. But yeah, I don't know. Hardcore is just another guy that I have to get back on the platform, but he's always so busy that it's just hard to catch him. But let me get to a couple of comments here before I move on here. I want to specifically first give you a shout out to Surge because one of my buddies, What a Small World, actually happens to know you, Mr. Andrew Lovelace. He is the resident DJ of Sportswire Radio. He's DJ Dirty White Boy, but really he wrestles as obviously the be-all Andrew Lovelace. And I'm so glad he took the end-all out. And Andrew Lovelace is going to be wrestling this weekend over in Amplified Enterprise Wrestling's Vinny Mania show. It's a free show out in beautiful West Virginia. And he's going to also be out next weekend at Summer Bash in Bremen, Ohio. And he wants to say Surge is a workhorse. Everyone should reach out and get advice from that man. Mr. Surge, do you want to share anything about the Mr. Be-all Andrew Lovelace, the resident DJ of Sportswire Radio? Is there anything you may want to share about him? Any DJ stories? Anything with him getting on the dance floor or anything just in particular so we could maybe make him laugh and I can maybe poke fun at the expense?
I'm not going to poke fun.
No, we love Andrew. Andrew's the man, by the way, but continue.
Very much appreciative of that, and I'm just very humbled by that statement. Thank you.
And Andrew doesn't share that very lightly. He will give his opinions because he speaks to me a lot off the air, and he will tell me who he thinks or what he thinks in terms of what guys go out there and how they perform. And for him to say that, obviously he thinks very highly, because I can tell you that there are guys that are on here and he'll tell me their opinions of them and how they, interact or perform in the ring. So the fact that he said that, obviously he has a lot of respect for you.
Well, the respect is definitely mutual. Thank you.
And maybe he can actually maybe set up like if you guys have like next year's Riot, then maybe he can come out with the turntables and maybe, put the music out first in addition to maybe being out there and competing in next year's Riot in the Ring. And, he can put out, maybe do like a half set of DJing and then another set he could maybe wrestle for a couple of rounds. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out. I'm just spinning. I'm just trying to drop some bars because we know on Sportswire, I've dropped some bars in the past. So I wanted to specifically get that comment out there. So Mr. Lovelace, obviously, hopefully you appreciate that. But let me get to some more comments here before I come back, because some people want to say a little early on. D'Angelo LaFlame, going to get to you. Going to save that for sure. Hello to Zilla. Zilla's like the resident, I guess, just hello of everybody here. Want to say hello to my friend who's a really big streamer, Mr. John Trucker. John, I know, wants to come on the platform one of these days. He's got a big following on YouTube. He's got like 3,000 plus subscribers. So, John, hit the sub button for the guys at NEW. There are a whole other ways to get in touch with them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put the link up here right now on the screen for NEW, because if you haven't gotten it and given them a sub, they're close to 2,000 subscribers. So let's make sure we get them there. They're almost there. So John, hit the sub button for them. They'd appreciate it. Jake, do a 630. I don't think he wants to do that. Want to say hello to my friend and everybody else's friend, Mr. Joshua Allen. I know Tennessee Backyard Wrestling's 164 is going on. I was watching back and forth in XCW's Extreme King. So if you haven't yet got a chance to go check out Rampage, it's still going on as we speak. Mr. Stephen Havoc, I want to save a comment or two from him. Colin Graves is another one of those guys, very elusive to get on the platform. I have Corey Graves coming up, but Colin Graves, if there's a way that you can get in touch with him, I would certainly be open to that. He knows the platform, though. I've been obviously talking to a lot of the DBW guys for a better part of a year. So, but yeah, I'm open to anything. Thank you, John, for that. Thank you for the kind words, and I appreciate that. So, okay, I'll come back to some of the things you want to do, Jake, in a little while, and John will chat with him. That's certainly fine. Fine by me. Appreciate that. But obviously, we'll come back to some of the stuff you're going to do, Jake, in a little while. But I want to talk about Riot in the Ring. I want to talk about what's ahead at round 2. And I want to go with you first, the Surge, because you're going to be in the ring against a guy that doesn't seem like he wants to compete in this style. You almost have to wonder, what is he doing here then? It's Mr. Mickey Vargas, and Mickey Vargas is from our friend over in Home Wrestling over there in beautiful Buffalo, New York, my home state. So theoretically, I should be rooting for my compadre in my home state, but he's from the very far end of the state. I mean, he's probably got more in common with Canada than here in New York City, but obviously, I'll certainly leave that out for a little while longer. But before I put that up on the screen, I mean, Mr. Surge, tell me what we can expect from you and Mickey Vargas. I mean, an opponent, I guess you probably don't know that much about, a rather interesting opponent. And what can we expect here coming up starting tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern time, NEW Riot in the Ring, round 2?
Well, he did very well in the first round. I will give him that. Good performance. Yep. But I don't think he's going to make it that much farther. I mean, his whole thing is to try and prove a point without using weapons in this. Well, he might need them against me.
He might need, I guess, 4 weapons at once. Is that possible? Almost like Star Wars, where you have, all the those little sword things. He might need that and some, but... I mean, but let me ask you, I think I had brought this up in one of the streams. I don't remember which one it was, because I do so many at this point. I had brought up the line that, is a guy like Mickey Vargas somebody that maybe in a way you have to be careful that you don't look past? I mean, you've done a lot. You're the Northeast champion. You've been out there. You're all over the place, killing it in the Indies and all over the Northeast. But a guy like Mickey Vargas, gets a victory, pulls off a mild upset. But a guy like him, almost in a way, do you have to maybe be careful and not look past him, because he's a guy that's almost kind of making a mockery of this Riot in the Ring? I mean, what's your thoughts on some of that?
Oh, definitely. I never underestimate any opponent I'm against, no matter how big, small, technical, hardcore they are. I never underestimate them. Anyone can pull out a victory from anywhere.
Oh, for sure. And I'm actually about to pull up the picture here. So there it is. And I don't want to spoil it for the audience, but when you eventually see Mickey Vargas out there, he might look a little different. But the good news is he's going to look like this. I don't want to spoil it for him, because if you actually have been following social media, he might look a little different there. But, I'm curious, Serge, because you wrestle in a lot of different places. And I want to ask you a follow-up. And what's the experience been like so far in meeting these wrestlers from all these different promotions in different places. From your vantage point, what has that experience been like?
It's been great, honestly. Like every one of them that I have met and worked with or been around have been very cool, like very like giving with advice if needed, or really anything. Like there's just a bunch of like great people I've met. I've never met one of them that I did not like.
Well, that's good to know. I'm sure you'll kick some butt there for sure tomorrow, and I'm very excited about it. Let me ask you then one more follow up, and I want to go back to Jake because I want to talk a lot about his match. But when you're, out there, and I feel like there's a certain spirit about this. I've been saying this is the greatest spectacle in the underground that we've ever seen before. This is something that, in a lot of ways, is like the prelude to Summer Bash. Do you feel like, from your experience so far, and I know obviously we still have a few more rounds to go. I think most people are going to have you as a heavy favorite, and I have no doubt that we'll see you as this goes further on in the next few weeks. But do you feel a certain spirit that is kind of here that maybe we don't see often? Because I just, from watching it and even talking to a lot of guys, Stefan Havoc has obviously been here on the platform. D Savage was here yesterday. Mr. LaFlame, I speak with a lot on and off the air. Rob O'Malley's a guy I've gotten to know. King Shock is another guy that was supposed to have been here last weekend, but he had obviously a scheduling issue, and he'll be back on here to talk about his experiences. But do you feel like there's like a spirit here that in a lot of ways, we really haven't seen in the backyard of the underground, or even in the independents, where you're obviously a huge part of?
Yes, I definitely think there is. There's this very like positive like aura around it. Like it's just, you feel like, not to like take LaFlame's phrase of raw energy.
Yeah, because everybody steals it at this point. So
right, but like it's very true. Like that's a very true statement. It's this raw energy that you just feel when you're out there, and it is different. Like I don't get that with a lot of indie places. Some you will, but like here, like everyone's just so invested, and all eyes are on you the whole time.
No, I totally agree with that. And I say this all the time before I bring it back to Jake. And by the way, this is the NEW Underground Wrestling Instagram page. This is where you can check out information on the show. This is where you can go get information. Subscribe to the Patreon page like me. It helps the guys out. The YouTube channel, the Facebook. They've been such great supporters of us on Sportswire Radio. And I want to remind people, once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm getting a tattoo of their company's logo. So you got to go help them out, because you're helping me out at the same time. And he's going to, obviously, we're going to show it on the air. I don't think I can get somebody wanted me to get the tattoo on the air. I don't think that's possible, but I definitely want to show it when I get to 1,000 subscribers. And obviously also they're at nearly 2,000 subscribers. So if you're watching this for the first time, go hit the sub button for them. They're almost there. What are they, like 30 subscribers away or something like that? Let's go. Let's get them to 2,000. I want to see them at 2,000 subscribers by tomorrow. So I want to see it by tomorrow's show. Let's get them to 2,000 subscribers. But no, listen, I've covered a lot of independent wrestling, whether it's in the UK, whether it's in the States. And, I'll be honest with you, Mr. Surge. I mean, I don't really see a lot of it like this. To me, I see more spirit in this, and really almost anything I've covered. That's why I'm so excited about it. I even name drop you guys in different shows with other feds, because I think this is, to me, and I said this, and I want to say this again, because I see people are now coming into the chat. I really hope that before I turn it over to you, Jake, that there was 15 companies or so in this field, in this tournament, right, to crown a Riot in the Ring. I want to see next year. I want to see 25. I want to see 30. I don't know how many exact feds there are out there that could be humanly possible allotted to fitness, but I want to see this become like the NCAA tournament in college basketball. I want to see like a field of 64. They have 68 now. No, seriously, because I think this is where you could see everybody collaborate. This is all wrestling matters. This is true open collaboration. This is where you could really see, you know what? Let's see IMF come here. Let's see DKW come here. ALW come here. AWL, we know Mr. LaFlame was here. Let's see more guys come from there. Let's see XCW come here. Let's see TBW. Let's see DBW come here. Let's see LBYW. Let's see WCE come here. Maybe not Triple W or RCEW, but the point is that I want to see VTW here. I want to see EBW. What is it, like EBW Pro? And there's like 18 other EBWs out there. I want to see as many companies that humanly possible can be there in Worcester, Massachusetts, to make this something almost kind of like the NCAA tournament in college basketball. So that's kind of my my hope, and I hope that people get the message. If you want to follow the guys, they're on Instagram here, and I'm going to come back to you, Mr. Dvorak, and I want to put your poster up on the screen before I show some matches. And there it is. And you and Justin Abel Sane. Boy, what a interesting matchup there. Obviously you wrestled Tyson Spade in the first round, and that was obviously interesting. We showed that a couple of times on the screen. We showed that on yesterday's show, and you got a match where it's he's the current owner, you might want to say, and you were the former owner, and whatever you want, or half owner, whatever you want to call it at this point. I mean, but certainly you're going to have a match with him that, all these matches. I think I said this before the Riot in the Ring was to take place. I think every match here could be a main event. Every match could be in any other place, could be decided who is the champion, who is the best. But this one here, unfortunately, somebody has to go, home. In your case, you're not going very far, but the point is somebody has to go home here. And, what can we expect? I mean, the Fight Zone champion versus the world champion. I mean, this is a dream match in a main event almost in anywhere else, let alone your company.
Where do I begin?
Did I open up a wound or two there or something?
Where do I begin with Justin Abel saying, I'm the one that brought him into this business back in July 2014. Now, many years later, we meet again here at Riot in the Ring. We don't go one-on-one that often, so it's still special to me. It's special to me because I'm going to eliminate him from the Riot in the Ring, move on to round 3, eliminate that person, and then go on to round 4, the finals, and win the first ever Riot in the Ring tournament. Justin Abel saying this would be his big main event show. This is just going to be another Friday for me.
So his 10-year anniversary of coming up is where he starts his career. So in a way, you can have quite a celebration for him a little early by eliminating him here in tomorrow's Riot in the Ring, no?
Yes, I will. I brought him in, and I'm taking him out. Justin Abel saying, congratulations, you advanced to round 2, but you're not getting further than that.
And you got to also be, I would have to say, really under a lot of pressure because you're the champion. D Savage talked a little bit about the situation. You were here, but I would think in some ways, as crazy as this sounds, champ, you have the most pressure of anybody in this field. Sure, I'll talk about LaFlame, and there's no question LaFlame has a target on his back because he's mentioned every day on this platform and where he wrestles, but you're the champion. You're the top dog. There has to be, I think, to me, the most pressure of anybody is on you. What do you think on that?
Well, you're right, Tom. We have so many people coming here to NEW. I just won the Undisputed Championship not too long ago. I have to make sure that everybody knows that that is my ring, that NEW is my company. Yeah, Sane might own it, but when people look at NEW, Sane's not at one of the top of the list. When people think about NEW, they think about the two people here, Jake Matthews, now Jake Dvorak, and Powersurge.
I didn't know I could still say your former name, so I'm just
taking. I mean, it's up on the back of our picture anyway, so
I understand, but I'm gonna just basically pretend I never saw it. That's why I didn't say it. But yeah, I mean, no, I think that's a very fair statement that you made. In that, when we think about NEW, we think about Redux, we think about you and the Surge. The Surge is obviously a man that carries, figuratively and literally, a lot of weight and a lot of respect in the wrestling world. What you've done in this sport for 15 years or so, you have gone out there and you've been the definition of somebody who does it for the love of this sport, blood, sweat, and tears. There is no question that in many ways, I think that the pressure is on you guys more than anybody else, because when we think about NEW, right? And, for you guys especially, and I'm curious on your thoughts on this before I transition back to the YouTube page and kind of maybe show some of the highlights of round 1. You were the guys that everybody is synonymous with NEW, right? And I agree with you on that. But all these outsiders, whether you're from Home Wrestling or RWA or TF Crew, UWF, even GTS, and certainly Resurrection Wrestling, which is kind of like your compadres in the other end of the country. Resurrection in many ways is very similar to you guys in terms of kind of the versatility of the styles and the type of wrestlers that they home and house. And, there's a lot of similarities there. But all these different companies that are here, they're all outsiders, and they would love to be able to come into your guys' backyard, figuratively and literally, and take something away that you guys would expect to be favorites for. I mean, isn't that in a way you also want to set an example to all of these outsiders who are coming into NEW and say, you know what, this is my yard, and I want to make sure that I can lay claim to the prize of the Riot in the Ring? Is that a fair statement, guys?
It is. I mean, well, look at what we've done so far. Powersurge really just beat up a clown and sent him packing. I beat up another clown that doesn't wear face paint, aka Tyson Spade. I mean, I beat him.
Savage was happy about that, by the way. He was happy about that, which is crazy as it sounds,
Oh, yeah.
especially after you taking the title from the way that you did. That's the irony of that.
I mean, you got to think about it. Besides the Pepsi Man and Carnifex match,
I did like the Pepsi Man, by the way. I liked the Pepsi Man being in there. I have to say I liked
it. Well, besides those two matches, I went in there and I got out as quickly as possible because I'm smart. I know the less time I waste in that ring, the more energy I will have going on to the next round. So you look back at how quickly I put away Tyson Spade. Now I'm going to do the same thing with Justin Abel Sane, and then I'm going to go down to round 3, do the same thing there, and I will have the most energy in the finals.
Interesting. Boy, you read my mind. I'm going to get to that, but I actually, because of the magic of technology, and I've actually mastered the share my screen. It was funny. My guest on Monday's show, Brogan O'Shea, who hadn't been here in 9 months, he goes, boy, Tom, I watched you, and you really mastered the share the screen. I said, yeah, I was on a radio station for 7 months, and I kind of learned how to take calls and screen them and do this all at the same time. So yeah, we're watching it now, the magic of technology, and we're watching the match, and I'm sure I'll put the Surges match up for fun. But you feeling good here, Jake, or what? Watching this back, I'm sure you've watched it a million times because after all, you obviously, wink and a nod, did some commentary which sounded like your name almost. Kind of sounded like you, and But how do you feel here watching the match now?
Oh, I mean, I feel great. It's just another Friday right there. I mean, Tyson Spade, no big deal. I beat him. I mean, let's look back at the history. I beat him at Northeast Extravaganza 5 in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I beat him with 2 falls. He didn't even get 1 fall on me. 1 fall. Didn't even get that. I'm undefeated against Tyson Spade. That's nothing to me. Tyson Spade.
What we're about to see is actually going to definitely not be nothing. And I have to repeat this. If you are wrestlers that have come on this platform, some of you do not get any ideas and try this, because what these guys tried, only those that certainly have some knowledge and some abilities could certainly try this. I certainly wouldn't try, although some people might want to see me get thrown into some chairs. I don't think so this week, but you're about to see some things here unfold. And what's going through your mind here when you're about to do this here, Jake, when you're right here in this moment? What's going through your mind here and such?
Considering how weak he is, and dumb, because if he thinks he's lifting me up and putting me through that pile of chairs, he has another thing coming, and which he does.
Well, true, it's true. I mean, it's true, but I mean,
it was a nice try, A for effort, but again, Tyson Spade is least of my worries. Round 2, Justin Abel saying a little bit more concerned about him, given the size and the talent and his previous accomplishments. But again, I taught him everything he knows. He doesn't know everything I do, and that's what's going to work in my favor, to say the least.
Student can't top teacher, then, more or less, no?
Exactly.
Let me ask you guys this for both of you guys as we're watching the match, and we're here with, of course, Jake Dvorak, the NEW World Heavyweight Champion, and also the Powersurge himself, the Northeast Champion. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters, and we're going to be joined here in about 2 or 3 minutes on the Promo Wrestling and Pride Wrestling Federation YouTube pages, so be patient. Thank you, everybody. Let me ask you guys this question: this deeper this tournament goes, for you guys, should you guys advance tomorrow, how do you, or in a way, prepare yourself as this goes on? Is there a strategy that you have in order to continue to advance in the tournament? I'm just curious on that for the audience. What would you guys say to something like that?
I mean, I kind of already went through my strategy. Surge, more than welcome to speak about yours if you feel like it.
It's to keep the time down, to get in and get out as quick as possible with trying to limit any injuries. It's simple.
So it's basically, as the later in the rounds this goes, obviously, should you guys advance tomorrow, is that something for you, at least the Surge, that you're keeping an eye on more or less? Is that you want to make sure that when you're winning these matches that you want to win them, and I guess maybe the least amount of time possible to conserve energy for, the following week, and to be able to continue to keep going as we see what we're about to encounter, which is why Mr. Dvorak was successful in his round one match against Tyson Spade in the ring, which was 2 weeks ago. And we'll see, obviously, how it all unfold tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern time on the NAW page. But for you, basically, then it's more or less about, keeping the time down, is get in and get out, more or less, to sum it up.
Stamina is key in this.
Okay, that's a good point. Let me get to some comments. A lot of people want to say hello. Want to say hello to Joe Starr. Obviously, Joe Starr is also in the tournament. And give me your impressions on Joe Starr so far. I'm going to work some other people in here that I see are coming in from the field. And what do you guys think on them?
Joe honestly has a lot of potential. Like, he's very charismatic. I think he's got a good future ahead of him.
You have anything you want to add on that, Jake, or just say move next comment?
With Powersurge, he definitely has a lot of charisma. He has a lot of talent. He can move in the ring, especially being the size that he is. And I think a lot of people will need to keep an eye out for what he does within NEW and within any other federations you may or may not see him in next.
Sure. Let me ask you guys a different question. I will get to people, but I want to ask you one follow-up. Is there anybody that's still in this tournament that you guys are most intrigued to watch? And I was asking D Savage a little bit about this yesterday on the show, but for you guys, is there anybody that you're most intrigued to watch in this field?
For me, it's the man on the screen right now.
I knew you stole my words out of my mouth. You stole you cheat. You stole my liner notes. But I'm not going to argue with you considering the size of you. So, yeah.
Yeah, very, very interesting character there. And he stumped Zero, so I'll give him that.
And his experience, speaks volumes to have him here in this field, Doc Holliday. To have him here, he's definitely one of the more intriguing guys. What about a guy like, and again, I want to go back to him, King Shock, Mr. LaFlame. Everybody knows I talk about him like in my sleep. But what about a guy like King Shock? That's a guy that, I think is an under the radar talent, a guy that maybe, I think in his home promotion and maybe in the area of, let's say, where he is, a lot of people know what he's been able to do, but maybe to a larger audience, they're going to get a chance to see him. And what do you guys think about a King Shock? Is he an under the radar guy that, could be one of those dark horses in this field? I'm curious on what you guys think on that.
I definitely think so. We've known King Shock for going on at least 6-7 years. Neither of us has gotten the chance to wrestle one-on-one. We've come very close to seeing both one-on-one matches here and there, but just never had the chance. But we may have the chance at Riot in the Ring. Definitely King Shock is one of the people that people should be watching, whether he's at home or his stuff in WCW. I'm not sure if the channel for WCW is still up because I know the promoter, I think, made everything listed, but go back and watch some King Shock matches. You will definitely not be disappointed. And I think more people should be talking about King Shock. More people should be talking about Doc Holliday. And honestly, Mickey Vargas. Mickey Vargas is definitely up there. Castor, he's pretty good himself too.
Yeah, Castor, I think I've mentioned him in TF Crew episodes on Sportswire. He's definitely been a name I know I've talked about in the past. Castor is definitely a name I'm aware of for sure. But I agree with you on King Shaka, a great technical wrestler. I was watching some of his stuff in his home promotion, which is literally home. It's called Home. It's actually, and he actually, has a lot of stuff out there that I think, coming here on a grander scale could really help him in terms of maybe opening himself to a larger audience, which is why this is so cool that the NEW's Riot in the Ring and what it's bringing to the table, which is why you need to support it. You need to hit the sub button. You need to go follow them on Facebook, Instagram. Also, if you can, subscribe to the Patreon page. Be like me, be a paid member, and really support this because, again, look at the people. I mean, and Doc Holliday, what a living legend. I mean, Doc Holliday is one of these guys. Another guy, an elusive guy I can't get on Sportswire. We speak, he chats on the stream here with us, and I try to book him, and, you know, he's like Gabe Sayers. He's actually harder to reach than Gabe Sayers. You know, Gabe, at least, all right, I got that MO from Gabe, you know, from all everybody else, but Doc Holliday is like one of the most, it's him, Jeff Nova, and JX, like my three most elusive people to get on Sportswire. You know? Now Doc's going to want to basically put me in a hardcore match now and probably put me through, you know, some tables and probably Andy Kaufman on me. But let me get to some more comments. Tyson Spade wants to say that chokeslam hurt. He was definitely, you know, saying the chokeslam hurt. So that's good to know. I mean, I'm glad it was you, not me. Want to say hello to my compadre in the PWF. He is the owner of the Mid-South PWF in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. He is maybe scouting some people here out. That is Mr. Tristan Taylor, of course, also from the UWA. And what a conversation we had on Tuesday's show. And maybe PWF Mid-South will be at the Riot in the Ring next year. They just signed Cody Flores, the American Viper, and Sammy Slade, and they're looking to sign more talent. And maybe they'll show up. Maybe, you know, after all, Mr. LaFlame showed up from Tennessee, and Tristan ain't too far away from Mr. LaFlame. Maybe they can travel together and show up at next year's Riot in the Ring, you know?
Anybody, I'll say this, a majority of people is welcome to come to W.
I think I know some of the names that won't certainly be getting the invite, but I can certainly say that they'll be getting the invites in the PWF Mid-South for sure. I want to say hello to, actually, you know who I really, by the way, I got to give him a big plug because I would love to see him in this field now that I see him here. But before I do that, I want to give him thoughts and prayers because he lost a somebody very important to him, a loved one in his family. He is one of my boys. That is Mr. Ox McCoy. Ox McCoy, of course, a very, very well-established hardcore deathmatch wrestler. You see him a lot in the IMF these days and Levi McDaniel's fight promotion. And this would be a guy, by the way, he would be perfect to a T for the Riot in the Ring. I mean, this is a guy, he literally basically drinks, he eats, he bathes in blood. He literally sends all of his messages in blood. Yes, that's from Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. He literally reigns in the IMF and the Levi McDaniel fight promotions. He reigns there in blood. I mean, the man's just literally the definition of blood. And obviously, I would love to see him maybe in, you know, next year's field. And I don't know how well you're familiar with Mr. McCoy, but I think he would just be a very interesting fellow to see if he would want to come out there next year.
I believe I do follow him on social media. As far as anything more than that, I may or may not seen anything of his stuff. I can't remember offhand, but even outside of Riot in the Ring next year, he's more than welcome to hit me up on social media, hit up Powersurge.
I'll make sure of that. I can guarantee you that Mr. McCoy is a good buddy of mine, and I'll certainly make sure that Mr. McCoy can get in touch with you. He's always looking for new friends, Mr. McCoy. So Mr. McCoy is obviously a very good man. He's definitely a man that I definitely don't want to get on his bad side. And I also, if you can, everybody out there, please join me in obviously giving him some thoughts and prayers. Unfortunately, a few days ago, I'm going to say it, he lost his dad, and he's really, you know, obviously I know going through a tough time, and I just want to give my thoughts and prayers to Ox McCoy because I've gotten a chance to know Ox the past couple of months. Just a great guy, really salt of the earth kind of guy. And we speak a lot off the air, and I just want to give my thoughts and prayers to him. So Ox, hope you're doing well. Anything I can do, please let me know, and please go out there and support him. Speaking of somebody that has one of their talents in the Riot in the Ring, I'm going to say that Steven Silvestri. He's the general manager of Resurrection Pro Wrestling. Obviously, Resurrection has a show this coming Saturday, the Revenge Rumble. But first of all, Mr. Flames wrestling in your company next. And Mr. McCoy appreciated that. Thank you so much, Ox. Ox is a good man. Let me say hello to some more people. Mr. Havoc wants to say, can't wait to look across the ring from either one of you. Let me ask you guys this question. Obviously, Stephen Havoc was here a couple weeks ago, and kind of a really interesting note, was the first person from my state, New York, the first New York wrestler to be in my Hall of Fame. Kind of a really cool thing. And what do you think the experience was like in having Stephen Havoc here in the Riot in the Ring? Do you guys hear me?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna let Serge speak, but
oh, okay. I was like, okay, go ahead.
I thought Stefan did great, and I think to see more of him in the future of NEW is a definite. Like, I think he's got a lot of potential, and I would love to stand across the ring from him.
Maybe he was the one that messed with D Savage's Wi-Fi, although he said he didn't yesterday. But I think that's also cool, by the way, in the fact that there's a lot of veterans that are here that I think that adds something to the environment. You guys, I say it all the time, have really one of the best environments. With all due respect, I had heard the owner when he was here of DBW talk about his roster was almost like they had this family roster. And I had interjected and I had said IMF and I had mentioned you guys as a couple of companies that had that atmosphere. Resurrection Wrestling, I think, has that family atmosphere. TBW does, I think. But you guys, to me, really have that alongside the IMF boys and Resurrection especially. And I think that's why these veterans, the guys that you have in this tournament, fit in so nicely with your roster. Do you feel the same way? Because I look at a lot of these guys that are in this field, like a Doc Holliday, King Shock, Rob O'Malley, Mickey Vargas, Stephen Havoc. A lot of these guys that are here, even in Onyx, who hasn't been back here in NEW for a while. I feel like you guys all gel so nicely. And obviously, Mr. LaFlame, who I'm sure everybody raves about. We'll get to him. I'm certainly going to save that for a few minutes from now. But do you feel the same way that I feel in watching this, that you guys have like people that you've brought in that just gel and fit so nicely with kind of what you have here in NEW? What do you guys think on that?
I agree, Joe. I feel the same way. I mean, there was no tension. There was no awkwardness between anybody. Everybody that came down and was here for Ride in the Ring, we all, just instantly clicked, for the people that, haven't met each other before, that is. And it was a great time. I think having everybody that we did have here with so much experience within the backyard, underground, and indie scene, you would kind of, if you were here, you would think that we all knew each other for like years, but it was just something special.
It was very special. Like we all clicked like right away, even though we've just met most of them that day.
Was it weird seeing Onyx again after 5 years, him not being here? I almost had to ask that question. Was it weird seeing him here?
For me, it was just weird that they were actually in our yard.
Yeah. I mean, there was like throughout the past 5 years, we had so many opportunities to have them come down here, and stuff just came up on their side of things. And so it was kind of a running joke that, well, maybe we'll actually see him, maybe we won't, maybe this will finally be the time. And, Lord behold, we've seen Onyx for the first time in like 5 years. King Shock made his way, we've seen him for the first time in about 5 years. I mean, it was definitely surreal seeing everybody in the NEW arena instead of like seeing them on YouTube in their own locations. We've had everybody here in one location. It was definitely surreal.
It's pretty cool. That's definitely really cool. And if you want to follow NEW, that's actually the links. And we're watching some of Riot in the Ring Round 1, Part 1. I'll put up some other links here shortly. But a lot of people want to say hello, and I noticed that people are starting to come in because TBW is ended, XCW is ended, so I see that people now want to join the conversation. I want to wish a happy birthday, actually, to one of my buddies, Mr. Ron Franklin. Ron's birthday is tomorrow. He is from Pennsylvania. Ron, happy birthday. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a blessed day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your friendship, and hope to see you soon on Sportswire Radio. And the man that was here yesterday, Mr. D Savage himself, I had to show up for my two biggest fans. Boy, somebody there must be living in an alternate reality there, huh?
D Savage is the biggest mark for himself. I will say this.
Is that his middle name? Is that what it is? Is it his middle name?
The Mark Savage. Yeah, I will just go ahead and call him that. But
Mickey told me personally, fire Spade. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if is that true. That doesn't sound right.
Well, Savage got his wish about Rocky Jackson getting fired. I mean, who knows? Maybe down the line he'll get his second wish. Who knows?
Your wish is my command. Let me say hello to one of my buddies out there who's hosting Summer Bash next weekend, July 5th to July 7th. We're talking about this on last night's show. I think did both you guys get an invite? Remind me again. Did both you guys get an invite? I feel like, did you guys get an invite to Summer Bash and anything on that? Or I know you said you had a scheduling conflict, Jake, on the show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Would you like to be invited, Mr. Surge? I mean, you are figuratively and literally bigger than like all of my Powersurge outlets combined. I mean, I'm sure you could just show up and nobody would really turn you away. I mean,
It would depend on when the date actually is, because I have a lot of shows scheduled coming.
It's next Friday through Sunday. It's in Bremen, Ohio.
I will be in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, wrestling.
Oh, beautiful Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Sure. Okay. Well, that's a good answer. I figured that. And there's Pepsi Man. We'll take this off the screen shortly because I want to put some other links up to go out and support you guys. And I want to certainly come back to Mr. LaFlame. Plus, there's a few other things I want to ask you on. But let me get to some more comments. First of all, want to say hello to DG Colt. By the way, DG Colt is always happy to see you guys. NEW, the best in the underground in wrestling. I think you guys definitely are in the underground. Yeah, if we're going just underground, I think pretty much we got the best. It's real in NEW, right? We hit hard, we bleed here in NEW. I mean, everything you see, it's the best wrestling, the best. So yeah, I mean, I think I agree with that because some other places you might want to call them a backyard or a super underground or an indie. And Jake and Serge are not just great in the ring, but great people in general. I absolutely agree with that. And by the way, it's also NEW Underground Wrestling Month on Sportswire Radio. So how about that? Let's give them a round of applause. So that's obviously why DG Colt is happy on this one. Although DG Colt wasn't too thrilled about my pro TBW comments on Sunday show at Osiris. But I have my reasons. But it's okay. DG Colt is one of our favorites, and we'll certainly let him say what he wants because I love DG Colt. But oh, it was moved to next month. Okay, thank you for reminding me. I apologize on that. So that means if you don't have anything to do, just go out and rewatch NEW Riot in the Ring Round 2. Like if you watch it live tomorrow, just like watch it on loop because there's no other shows on Saturday. There's TBW just had their show, XCW just had their show. So just like all you have to do is like admit what I do. Keep it on the background on your YouTube, on your TV or your app, whatever it is. Just watch Riot in the Ring Round 2. Just watch it all on loop. So thank you, Steven, my good friend. And what are you having there? Are you holding like a cat? Does his photo not look like for the audience that he's holding either like a cat or something on a jacket? Can Steven, you tell me what you're actually holding up there? I'm just curious. I have no idea. And so revenge, yes, thank you. I know you just told me that. Okay. Obviously, we'll certainly come back to all that. Okay, now if you are on Sportswire Radio, please go out there and support NEW. There's a bunch of different ways you can do that, and I actually want to put them up right here on the screen for the audience before I take a little bit of a detour from NEW in a second, because I do want to actually get to a couple of things here first. First of all, let's support them on Patreon, because on Patreon, that's how we can help our company. Just like Resurrection Wrestling has a Patreon page, which yours truly actually does go out and subscribe and donates and supports to, so does NEW. Let's make sure we support NEW. There's a couple of different ways you can do it on Patreon. There's many other ways you can get in touch with them. Very simple here. You want to be a supporter, $5 a month. I mean, think about it, right? If you're like me in New York, you almost can't even buy a slice of pizza for $5 now. All you have to do is give them $5 a month. $5 a month can help go a long way in supporting companies. Because think about the cost that they have to be able to handle when it comes to the ring, when it comes to be obviously the time they're putting it in, the editing, the production, all these different things. Don't worry about me. Obviously, God has blessed me, but these guys need the support. Let's help them, because this company is all about All Wrestling Matters. They are putting on a spectacle, the greatest underground spectacle in history. This is kind of our version of the NCAA tournament in college basketball. The very best are going out there and competing. There's no politics. There's no drama here. You're hearing it firsthand. Talent after talent on and off the air is here. So let's go out and support NEW. Let's help them get to 2,000 subscribers. Let's go hit the sub buttons on Facebook, like them on Instagram, follow them, Patreon, all these different places. Buy some merchandise while you're at it, and really go out there and support those that are supporting us and are huge parts of our community. The Riot in the Ring is the definition of All Wrestling Matters. So let's go out there and support them. But obviously, Steven wants to tell me it was the referee shirt. Thank you, Steven. I really thought you were like holding a cat. Doesn't it not look like he was holding a cat there or something like that? But thank you, Steven, for that. But we'll come back to that now that I don't have to talk about Resurrection Wrestling's Revenge Rumble until July 27th. But I want to talk about a couple different things here. First of all, I want to obviously ask you guys, I don't know if I should ask you these things right away, and maybe I will, because you know what? The people here I see is starting to get interesting here. Now, I'm sure you're aware of that over the past few weeks, we've had a couple of individuals from this company called ESW Shockwave. And the first individual that was here was a guy, Austin G, who was kind of, I guess, maybe the example of short man syndrome. Obviously, he was their champion, and got eliminated by a girl that was basically the platform, quote unquote, and he was basically living in this bloodline character. And he kind of came here, and I would say basically the response here, being diplomatic, was 50-50 at best, rather lukewarm compared to most people that come onto this platform. Then conversely, on Sunday's show, we had a guy, Osiris. Osiris, obviously, who's their interstate champion, and he had obviously announced that he's retiring from in-ring competition. And I think that, it sounded like Osiris had a lot of respect from people, and I have a lot of respect for Osiris, but it was kind of a tale of two stories. Now, you guys, if I'm not mistaken, have, some experiences, some tales you might want to share about ESW. And I was wondering, since I see you nodding, Mr. Dvorak, and if you're nodding, it means either I said something that I shouldn't have said, or you might want to say something that maybe our audience might be curious of. So I'm going to let you take it away and maybe share some of your experiences when it came to this little old company out of Texas called ESW Shockwave.
I mean, the trip itself down there was fun, to say the least. Me and Powersurge got to drive 30 hours. Went to see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a filming location, everything. It seemed like it was a good time there. But about a week after, we heard that someone formerly on the roster informed us that they were talking shit about us, but it was completely different story with the group chat that we were in. Powersurge go into more detail about everything because he has a really good memory when it comes to everything.
Oh, he does. Well, I'm not going to argue with you, Mr. Surge. I'm going to let you say whatever you want because I don't want to be in your bad side. And I think it's pretty safe to say I don't really talk too negative about you guys. I would hope not, right? So I'm going to let you take it away. I'm trying a career in stand-up comedy, but the floor is yours, Mr. Surge.
All right. So when we arrived there, the entire time we were there, we were treated, at least to our faces, with respect.
Mm-hmm.
Very chill. We hung out with, I think, Austin the most.
Yeah.
Talking with him, like shooting the shit. And just like there's a few of them like we got along with really great, but we never had a bad experience. They all seemed really cool. Like we went to Austin G's house afterwards, hung out and watched wrestling and shot the shit with everybody. Alex G drove us there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like we thought like wow, this is like really cool at the time. This is like, it was a lot of fun. We leave, and by the way, before we left, we were supposed to say goodbye to Alex, but we never got a chance to. But I actually have a very nice text message on my phone from him saying how I should go pro and stop doing this. It was a very lovely message in hindsight. So it was about a week or so after we started hearing that. But in the group chat, it was normal. When I started to really notice it was we posted a match card for like a promo poster for our Star Clash show.
Okay. Sure.
It wasn't up more than a couple hours, and then Alex G gets in that group chat and says, "No one makes promo posters like we do." We didn't say anything, but I'm just like, okay.
That's a little weird to kind of open up with something like that, right?
A little while later, we release Jake releases the promo package for it.
Okay.
And then not even a couple hours later, no one does promo packages like we do. And
That's
it was really
strange.
Yeah, it was just very strange. Then all of a sudden it started like, no, guys, don't talk in this chat. Talk in the other group chat.
That's weird. I'm not following. What's the reason why? I don't understand.
Yeah.
What's the reason?
They kicked us out of that group chat. But then for some reason, over the past few years, they have been obsessed with hating us. Back when we had like under 500 subscribers. And they had however many they did, several thousand, but they were fixed on us for some reason, to the point where they're on their Patreon. And the reason we know this is because they posted a clip on Instagram, and then their fans told Jake and showed Jake. They were talking shit on us. They're like, my real job, I manage a station, a gas station.
Okay.
But come down to Texas, there's gas stations down here. Come work down here. And then just like throwing shade at me and then Jake. And then But they're doing it on their Patreon that we don't have. We can't.
Did you let me ask you this question, because people are trying to find this hard to even just understand from a logical standpoint. Did you guys say something to them that would kind of like rub them the wrong way? Because like to argue over a poster design sounds kind of petty almost, right? And you're this company, as you stated, right, has only a few hundred subscribers at that time, and they had 30,000 plus. I mean, their one page has 32,000. They've had Osiris was here, 3,000 people watch them on YouTube. I don't understand why they would be sweating you guys so much. I don't understand.
When we went there, and Osiris actually got this right in his interview, they filmed shit out of order. I mean, horribly out of order. Like, it is not structured at all. Alex is a notebook that is scribbles and all over the place. How they have anything, and they couldn't even remember.
I gotta be honest. I watched their product. I said this with Osiris. I know it was different, years ago, but I really wasn't that impressed with what I watched during the season. I'll be honest. It was like Austin G comes out and he's running around for 4 minutes and yells and then goes saw, and he wrestles a 6-minute match. The Extreme Rumble 10 I watched. It was like. Honestly, I mean, okay, it's better than some other feds, but this is a company that's supposed to have had 3,000 people live. And honestly, I mean, I'm much happier watching, I'm not saying because you guys are here. I watch a lot of wrestling. I mean, people ask me in different places, what do I think about things? Not that I'm not Copper Dragon. Copper has a better eye than I do, obviously, because he's, obviously been in this sport and wrestled, but I don't think they're anything special.
Well, we actually shot 3 matches, 2 aired. The third one was on their page.
Celebrating shooting on them is okay on this platform. Thank you. Trust me. We're happy to hear this because I'm no fan of Austin G, to be honest with you. But go ahead.
The one match was me and Jake a tag teaming against it was Nick Violence and Jordan.
Yeah, Nick Violence and Jake Jordan.
Oh, yep. Yeah, I know Jake, obviously.
So we're filming it and everything. Now all their shit is like obviously pre-taped, and if they get something wrong, just reshoot it. We're gonna put it in.
I know how that works. Sure.
Now, me and Jake had never worked that way. We'd never really had to. So we go there, and we're going through this match and everything, and it's going fine. It comes time for the finish. Jake Jordan is supposed to get the hot tag, and we must have shot this thing 6 or 7 times at least, because he didn't know what a hot tag was.
I'm not even a wrestler, and I know what that means, basically. That's basically where you're in the match, and basically you've been beat up, and your opponent's not been in the ring for, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and you're kind of getting there, almost making that last-minute push, almost like in a movie when the character's rallying, and you go like this, you jump, make the tag barely, you come in, and you beat. I'm not even a wrestler, and I know this. I mean, what is with people that don't even know certain things? They don't know, was it the international? And they don't know. I don't understand this. I'm not even a wrestler, but go ahead, continue.
He was their former heavyweight champion at the time, and I was like, you don't know what what? And Alex is filming from the side. He can see me and Jake getting pissed. Like, what is going on here? Like, and then we finally get that after Alex yells at him. Then he comes in, we shoot the one spot, and he screws that up, so we have to shoot that again. And he drop kicks me, but we weren't close enough. And when he didn't have too much momentum, and my lower back hit the turnbuckle, and I lost feeling in my legs as I tagged Jake in. You can actually,
oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that.
You see it on camera. I drop. I'm like, what?
Well, also too, like once we got the spy, I can't remember this was before or after that ordeal. I was doing a spine buster to Jake Jordan, and instead of landing flat and like his legs flat, he kept one of his legs bent, so his knee went right into my like ribs when I landed him for the spine buster. Obviously right after that, I made sure that he was okay. That wasn't on me whatsoever, but we already wrestled 3 or 4 matches that day, and we were still able to go. But after doing like 8 takes of that, we were just like, Surge was hurt, my ribs was hurt, and it was just going to be for a tag match, which didn't even air because they scrapped that and it went on Patreon.
So you went all the way, wait, let me get this straight. You go all the way out there to the other side of the country. You film a bunch of these matches, and this all didn't air?
There's only 2 matches that we had air. Actually, speaking about Osiris, he and us two were going to be a faction there at the time, and they scrapped that idea. We were supposed to be on multiple episodes of Shockwave, but we were on the Slobberknocker, and then me and Surge had a one-on-one match, because that was the idea, have us go down
So
there,
I need to go back in the annals and watch this and see what it was.
I knew, like, we were going down there and wrestling each other, and they were going to see what else they could put us in. So, we always wanted to travel. We always liked traveling. We would travel different states. So going down to Texas, and especially us wrestling each other, we were fine doing.
I mean, I guess in one sense, I understand why they would put you against each other, because if you were familiar with each other, to see what we have and seeing where we could put you in. I mean, I understand that from a technical aspect of it. I get that, but this just sounds to me like, they were there and they like ostracized you and the poster, and they were having people check up on and making fun of you. And this doesn't make any sense. This is a company that's supposed to be, we don't acknowledge anybody. We go out there and we're the be all end all, to quote Andrew Lovelace's, catchphrase on his name. I mean, to me, this sounds like that these company have short man syndrome. This company, that's what they seem to me, as if they have a short man syndrome. I mean,
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, they are all short too.
But another
Oh,
thing,
listen, the storylines, it's really, I mean, I watched the product. We had them on, I really wasn't, I could have blinked and then not missed anything this season. It's not the product that was like years ago where people were like, oh my goodness, I got to go out there and watch them. I watch this stuff. It's really what the brothers running around and beating up everybody. They bring these people in and they just tear them down. They're not building anybody new. They had this goofy storyline with Jacob Prodigy. And again, I'm not saying Jacob Prodigy's a bad talent, but they bring him in, don't even acknowledge him. All of a sudden have him come out in the Rumble and win the title via the Rumble.
Right.
What does that do?
It's just the same old shit every season.
They get listen, but that's why their viewership has dropped to a tenth of what it was. I mean, they were getting hundreds of thousands of views. Now they get 7,000, which again, I mean, it's a lot. Don't get me wrong. I mean, 7,000 views are a lot, but it's a company that they don't get anything. What are they really getting at the end of the day? This it's okay. They got the name, but they're living off the name. They're living off the past. They're not recycling the wheel. You guys, on the other hand, are recycling the wheel. You guys are the company that everybody wants to go to. You guys are the company that's opened up your door and said open collaboration. You guys are the company that has said all wrestling matters. You guys are the company that has gone out there and said, yes, if you want to come here, we will bathe you. We will clothe you. We will give you an opportunity to go into. Yes, I know I'm sounding very Jesus-y like, but the fact is that you guys are going out there, and you know what? Maybe in a way, guys, before you unveil something in a few minutes, which the audience might be curious because you have got an announcement for, which is going to be a good segue, but maybe you guys learned from what happened there in Texas on what not to do, because that company in Texas seems like they're on an island by themselves. But guess what? That island is shrinking, and it's shrinking by the day. It's shrinking by the minute, because there's a heck of a lot of companies out there that are nipping their heels. As a matter of fact, there's plenty of companies that are nipping their heels. To me, because ESW, it's the past. It's yesterday's news. That's all it is. Maybe you guys learned from all that.
We did learn a lot on like how to run a company and what not to do from there. Like there was positives and along with the negatives that we took from them. I will say that.
I will say too that like we don't know specifically who was saying stuff, unless it was like out publicly, which we all know Alex did that whole entire like Patreon video, whatever. I mean, I still never seen the full Patreon video because two of their fans, one sent it to a clip of it on Snapchat, and the other one sent it to me on Instagram. And they were like, "Oh, did you see this?" And I'm like, "Truthfully, I don't watch them anymore." He's like, "Oh no."
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I don't know if you even. I had him on here. I watched it. It was like I wasted like 4 hours of my day watching their product. I binge watched all the episodes, and it was like I was better off watching you guys. I was better off watching IMF. I was better off watching, TBW. I hate to say it, I'd be better off watching WCE. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other companies I could think about there. Resurrection, certainly Resurrection. I mean, there was at least 7 other companies I'm missing. I was far better off watching than them. And let me ask you, though, one quick question. Did you have any interactions with Osiris there?
Yeah, he was supposed to be our tag team mentor, and we all have nothing but good experiences there in person.
Well, that matches what he said on Sunday's show. He talked about wanting to be a mentor, but they wouldn't let him.
I mean, like after like we left there for the weekend, I remember Osiris saying in the group chat, and I don't know if this is true or like if he still meant it or if he didn't mean it.
Well, I'll bring it up. He's coming back here July 16th.
Yeah,
I'll bring it up.
The honor having us there and sharing the ring with us because we did a match that was a dark match on the Friday or whatever the day before we filmed the Shockwave episodes. We did a training match. It was me and Powersurge against Blake Pierce, Osiris. Who else?
I think the Surge lost power. Oh, there he goes. You lose power?
No, it's just screen.
Oh, good. Duly noted.
Yeah. Oh god.
Because it was 3 of them, right? It was 3 of them. It was me and you versus Osiris, Blake Pierce, and I just can't remember the third person. Or was there 4? I don't know.
There might have been 4.
It doesn't matter. The audience is just. They just want
regardless,
to say on ESW. I think Tristan Taylor loved what I said just now. Okay, so you know what? There's a lot of comments, but I want to hold on to the comments because I have a lot of people now that have tuned in here, and there's something. We were just talking about it just a few minutes ago. All wrestling matters, right? And we were talking about how maybe in a way you learned on what not to do, but also maybe what to do from those experiences there in Texas. And, Mr. Dvorak, I know that there's something that you might want to actually share for the audience. You might actually have something that they might actually be very curious in seeing. So I'm going to give you the floor now for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, because Mr. Dvorak, you want to share something that I think our audience physically might want to see.
Definitely. So a few months back, I was watching Sportswire Radio, and you were having an episode with Sean Jovi. He unveiled the All Wrestling Matters World Championship, and I love that idea. I love bringing the community together. And then I was thinking about it. Well, we have a lot of guys that's not in that area there, and may not be able to travel that far. And we also have a lot of hardcore specialists in this community. So I thought to myself, what can I do to give back to the community? What can I do to bring the community more together? And stealing a page off of Sean Jovi's book, I want to present the All Wrestling Matters Hardcore.
Wow! Whoa! Wait, say that again. Is that what I think that is?
All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Championship.
What and that's a beauty. That's a beauty right there. I mean, that's hardcore. I mean, seriously, wow. I mean, I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know what that is. So you've got, let me get this straight for the audience. You've got the All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Championship.
Physically, yes, but I am not going to be the person that holds it first. I'm not going to introduce it and be the champion. What I want to do is, in August, I want to invite hardcore specialists here to NEW to crown the first ever All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Champion. Whether it's a 6-man elimination match, 8-man elimination match, I want the very best hardcore specialists. Doesn't matter where it's backyard, doesn't matter if it's underground, doesn't matter if it's indie. I want the best of the best. I want to see the best hardcore guys go at it. So the doors are officially open once again. Any hardcore guy out there, or whoever wants to maybe attempt to be a hardcore guy, feel free to hit me up on social media, and let's work something out. August, NEW, we're crowning the All Wrestling Matter Hardcore Champion.
Wait a minute. Okay, so let me get this. A lot of people now, they really are interested in this. So you've got this belt, the Hardcore Championship, the All Wrestling Matters. And obviously, I truly support that. Again, you've changed the game once again. You've certainly taken what you've done with the Riot in the Ring, and you've made it, well, even more hardcore than what you've done here with the Riot in the Ring. Are you saying, Mr. Dvorak, for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, where now it's literally All Wrestling Matters, any particular hardcore specialist in the United States, or dare I say it, in around the world, could actually show up and compete for this prize? Is that what you're telling us for the audience?
Yes, anybody and everybody. I mean, there might be a few bad apples out there that I won't allow, but I want to bring the community together, whether it's people that came here for a ride in the ring, whether it's people that wanted to be here for a ride in the ring, but didn't get the chance to do so. I want the very best hardcore, extreme, deathmatch, whatever you want to call yourself. I want you here in August to compete for this championship.
So would that count the likes of guys that weren't here, such as examples as, I don't know, Ox McCoy, who's here right now. Omen Black, it is his show, and he's back here next Thursday night, basically to have his own fireworks to give us a Summer Bash preview. Would that include the likes of him? I don't know. The likes of, I don't know, maybe Mr. Mac 10, the landlord of Sportswire Radio. Kato, I mean, Kato's everywhere. Carnage Cup and IWA Deep South. Brian White, who was here a couple weeks ago. I mean, there's a whole list of guys that I think of in the hardcore scene that may want a chance to compete in this, that didn't, for whatever reasons, get a chance to compete in the Riot in the Ring. How about Matthew Forsaken over in DKW? I mean, there's a long list of guys. I got guys right now in the PWF Mid-South. Tristan Taylor's talking about maybe his guys. I mean, I got Mr. Hardcore right now, who's the general manager of Future Atlanta Pro Wrestling. I mean, he's got ties to Mr. Dragon himself, Copper Dragon. I mean, this is a man, he's Mr. Hardcore, and he's obviously talking maybe with his guys up. So any of these names, but especially guys like Omen Black, the boogeyman of the Midwest, the hardcore god. I mean, guys certainly like Mac 10, the landlord of Sportswire Radio. Guys like Kato. Guys like Ox McCoy, who literally and figuratively lives in blood. Guys like that certainly should be at the top of the list amongst the who's who of other companies. Maybe even, should I say it, the hardcore king Atomic Titan? Should he maybe even decide to enter? Do you think he'd stand a chance? Do you think he would really stand a chance? I mean, this could be anybody from anywhere that might want to compete in this.
The door is open. If you're a hardcore deathmatch extreme guy, like I said, whatever you call yourself, you want a shot, DM me on social media.
You now, all of a sudden now, the numbers are lighting up. I got to bring up one of my buddies from Ohio, not too far from you guys, Big Man Cam, who's as big as Bigfoot. And he's so big, it literally took about 7 guys to eliminate him in the XCW Extreme King Rumble. He literally just came out of being eliminated there in Indiana to come on this chat and said he wants a piece. And this guy's got to be maybe the biggest person that could ever compete in any ring in a hardcore match. And he's saying he wants a shot. I mean, there's anybody and everybody out there. I got 2, 3 feds out now. All of a sudden have come on here and saying that they want to crack at this.
DM me on social media. Hit me up on Instagram.
Well, I'm going to take care of that for you right now, because I'm glad that I actually got the link right up here on the screen, because if you actually want to get in touch and go out and maybe compete in this All Wrestling Matters hardcore tournament to become the first All Wrestling Matters hardcore champion, that's the Instagram page. You want to get in touch with Jake personally? You can get in touch with him right here on Instagram as well. You want to get in touch with YouTube, Patreon. You know what? What about even guys that are here in this chat like Anthony Steele? He's the real deal, Anthony Steele, and everybody talks about him. He's the most backyard and underground wrestling history. Do you think maybe he should enter, or say, nah, he should just stick to where he usually wrestles, and, you know, or how long he stays in places? Do you think even guys like Anthony Steele, I mean, we know we've tried this dance with him in NEW before. Maybe guys like him should say, take a pass. What about guys like Aaron Blaze, the headline Aaron Blaze? Maybe, he should just stay and worry about what he's trying to do in ROEW. Maybe those guys should take a pass, or should those guys even want to compete, or nah, maybe not. They can't compete.
As long as you are serious about showing up, DM me. I don't want to play the runaround where it's last minute, the week before, 2 weeks before. You give me some sort of poor excuse on why you can't show up. If you're serious and you want a shot at becoming the first ever hardcore champion of All Wrestling Matters, you know where to DM me.
Oh, I got the links right here. I got the Instagram page. Simply as put, NEW_underground wrestling. Jake's Instagram page. I have made it so easy for you right now. So if you're in any fed, you are any wrestler right now, and you want to enter in this tournament in August, all you have to do is hit up Jake Dvorak, whether it's on the NEW Instagram page or his page. Omen Black would like to say what day, because he already says he would like to be in. It depends on his schedule. Do you have a date that you're particularly looking at for the audience? Because Mr. Black actually...
No, it depends on everybody's schedule, when everybody, whatever date works best for the majority. Omen Black, since you're here, answer your DMs. You're supposed to let me know when you want me to come out there. So open up your Facebook.
And you're open for business as well. That's a great segue before I get to a lot of comments, because now a lot of people want to talk. Now, all of a sudden, they want to talk. That's a great segue, because apparently, Mr. Dvorak, you're traveling now. And, I see the IMF, and they've got all these shows lined up. And we know Summer Bash, we kind of talked about that earlier in the show. But, you and the Surge are open for business. And if the IMF obviously wants to continue to grow their product, maybe they should certainly open their doors, since you're the one that is almost like Jesus, feeding the people, bathing the people, giving them opportunities, giving them championship belts. Maybe the guys in the IMF could open their doors and maybe bring in some guys, the best of the very best in the underground, like yourself and the Surge and everybody else, to maybe come on down to Palo, Iowa, at the Palo Community Center.
Listen, I would love to go down there, and I do want to go down to IMF. I did just get a message back, and I will have to reply to that after.
I told you, this is the power of the platform. Now all of a sudden, people like, I had people message me, well, I was watching the presidential debate. Come on, the presidential debate, you got to be here on Sportswire. People, do they really vote off who they watch the debate off? Come on, at the end of the day, people, they're going to make their vote, and they're going to make it whatever they wanted, and that's up to them and their God. But this is where you could actually, with your vote, actually really exercise what you want to do. And that's why all of a sudden people lit it up here all of a sudden. And that's why we know that Jake Dvorak has changed the game once again. He has changed it figuratively and literally, because now we have it. The All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Championship. Sure, Sean Jovi at Summer Bash has that All Wrestling Matters World Heavyweight Championship, and Sean Jovi, the resident rock star, is going to be here next week on Sportswire Radio to talk about what's going to be ahead at Summer Bash. All the guys are going to be here July 4th, 10 o'clock Eastern time. They're going to be here to preview Summer Bash for us. We're going to even have guys down there on site already. And get this, actually, I'm going to break it here. So we got more announcements. July 6th, Saturday night, next Saturday on Sportswire Radio. We're actually going to have a match here live on Sportswire Radio. We're going to stream the match. So if you want to be here and you're like me, you're not going to be in Ohio, you got nothing to do, hang out with us on Sportswire Radio, because we actually get the match that on this platform has been talked about for nearly a year and a half. You are going to finally see it. You're going to finally see the match that the world in the backyard, the underground wrestling circuit has long been waiting for. You are going to get the boogeyman of the Midwest, the hardcore god, Omen Black, against the ruler of the yard, the backyard nightmare, Craven Rage. A match that people have been waiting for and salivating over for nearly a year and a half, and it's happening live next Saturday night in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all wrestling matters. We're going to stream the match. I'm going to be on the call for it, and if you want to hang out with us and watch the match, you might be watching a funeral. Could it be a funeral of Craven Rage? Could it be a Sinister-like funeral? Could it be the very end of days of Craven Rage? You'll have to find out and tune in, because you're going to get that match live. The match that really was born on this platform when Omen Black famously interrupted Craven Rage, where show after show, all we heard about is Craven Rage, the greatest champion, Craven Rage, the backyard nightmare, the ruler of the yard. But that's all going to finally rear its ugly head, because Omen Black and Craven Rage are wrestling live Summer Bash Night 2 in prime time. Sportswire Radio covers it. But right now, the big announcement, the biggest announcement, the one where figuratively and literally all wrestling matters. We have that hardcore championship that's going to be decided in the month of August. And Jake Dvorak has changed the game once again. So I want to make it clear. You're Ox McCoy, you're bound in blood, you reign in blood. You might send your messages in blood. Message them right here on Instagram. Omen Black, you're going to be here Thursday. You know where to get in touch with. If you're Dimitri Green from PWF Mid-South, you're hitting that DM button. Tristan Taylor, you're the owner of PWF Mid-South, hit that DM button. Steven Silvestri, general manager of Resurrection Wrestling, you know you need to be hitting that DM button on behalf of Mac 10. and certainly Cato. Anthony Steele, you're the real deal. You're the most controversial figure in backyard underground wrestling history. You finally want to have that match. You finally want to show up in NEW. You want to add another belt to your resume, not a WWE one. NEW Underground Wrestling, hit that up. If you're Sean Joby, the resident rock star, you want to find out more information on this, DM NEW Underground Wrestling. Nicholas Crenton's here in the chat. Hit that DM button. If you're anybody and anybody out here right now, hit that DM button to NEW Underground Wrestling, because NEW has changed the game once again. Riot in the Ring was the first shot. Maybe it's the closing shot. Maybe it's many more shots ahead, because that All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Championship, the most hardcore prize in this sport. If you're Darkron, Darkron's obviously the host of Summer Bash, hit up NEW Underground Wrestling. If you're Big Man Cam, as bigger as Bigfoot, the man literally had 7 people eliminate him to get him out of Extreme King. He ain't too far from Worcester, Massachusetts. Hit that DM button. If you're Jason Storm out there, the DKW World Champion, hit that DM button. Damian Saint, maybe James Taylor, the owner of ROEW, maybe on behalf of your roster, hit that DM button, because everybody and anybody should go out there and compete for the All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Championship. I got tons of comments, gentlemen, because I think people now, they want to talk about it. So I'm going to read these comments off here. Maybe even, you know what? Maybe even my Hardcore King, Atomic Titan, hit that DM button to NEW Underground Wrestling or Jake Dvorak. Maybe you want to show that you finally are, to the world, the Hardcore King who everybody should bow down to, and adding that All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Championship, maybe once and for all, will maybe silence those critics. Let me get to some more comments here, because now all of a sudden it got interesting. Mr. Hardcore, future Atlanta Pro Wrestling GM, you know where to get in touch with. Jake Dvorak and NEW Underground Wrestling. Anthony Steele, phone up Mac 10. Ox McCoy said he wants that belt. It's his. Dimitri Green, of course, a legendary wrestler in his own right. He all of a sudden may want to enter it himself. I guess he can do that. Big Man Cam, mentioned him already. Steven Silvestri, he's already volunteering Mac 10 and Cato, the landlord of Sportswire Radio, Mac 10 and Cato, the controversial one. Obviously, they're there. Also, I want to see Omen absolutely decimate Titan. Maybe if Titan shows up, you'll get that match. Tristan Taylor, should I enter this? Well, we're live on Sportswire Radio, Dimitri Green. You might want to. That's basically his belt. We'll have to find out. How in the hell would Titan even do it? He won't defend the belt, his belt, against Manny Cobra. Well, that's a good question. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know that answer, but, you know, obviously that's up for my Hardcore King to figure out. Night off my ass. Mr. Allen's basically telling us that Atomic Titan will not enter this. And PWF Mid-South doors are open. I think we just got that wide open. Interesting. PWF town. Maybe it's Cody Flores, the American Viper, Sammy Slade. I'm not running for president. I just want to be here on Sportswire and I just want to get my 1,000 subscribers and get my tattoo. I just want to. That's what I wanted. And the Surge, I don't think would vote for me, so I just want to get the tattoo. It was a joke. I'm just kidding. Yeah, screw the debate. Like I said, the debate. It's already, people already know what they mind. How dare you call out on my habits of not reading messages? I think that's directed to you, Mr. Dvorak. But we'll move on. Thought we were brothers. I might vote
for you. So too. I thought so too.
I might vote for you, Mr. Big Man Cam. They wouldn't let me on the debate stage because 2 big endings would leave me the last one standing. That was kind of funny because he's really big. He's really big. We finish it where it all started here on Sportswire Radio. That's right. Craven Rage and Omen Black next Saturday night. Omen said he messaged back. You kind of messaged that. I marked out Craven versus Omen. Yeah, for those that have been like Sean Jovi, for example, who's been coming here probably the longest, like those who are here, like when we think about the All Wrestling Matters movement for a second, like those of us like who started, like Sean, Nicholas Crenson, myself, probably throw in Omen and Soldier a few months later, James Marshall, a lot of us from that crowd, James Taylor, you want to throw in there, even Anthony Steele. I think that's why that's the sentiment is there. I'm with you, DG Cole. Come down to Worcester. Everybody is welcome. And by the way, it's real. It's real in Worcester. It is absolutely real. Bree, is that the same? Actually, I think do you guys know that Loose Cannon actually lives in your town? Oh, you knew that. Have you seen him around town, by the way?
Do you know he has a rap video?
I thought that was the other guy with 3 initials.
Loose Cannon, he has a rap video, and God, if you thought his wrestling was bad,
Is it on YouTube?
it is YouTube. I'll find it. I'll send you a link after this.
All right, so tell you what, next time you come on, if people want to watch the video, and we can watch it. If we want, we can watch the video.
I think actually, if you like look up Loose Cannon 508, and like put like music video or whatever, I'm pretty sure you'd be able to find it.
All right, if I find the video, would the audience want to watch it now? I think I got it. I actually, you know what? I got the video. You know what? I'm going to ask, before we get to closing thoughts, I want to ask this. Would anybody want to watch the Loose Cannon rap video? If you tell me in the chat, if you say yes, I'll put the video, because it's a quick video. It's only like 4 minutes, 43 seconds. We'll get to closing thoughts afterwards, and we'll ask them a few more things on Mr. LaFlame and the Riot in the Ring. But if you want, everybody out there, you want to watch the video, I'll put the video. If not, we'll do it another time. Sean Dovey said yes already. He said yes already. So he said yes. So, all right. So maybe we'll do that. Also, Elect Me and Sportswire will stream nationwide. All Wrestling Matters will receive 10. Well, if you can give us $10 billion, I'm going to give that 10. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give that money to all the wrestling companies. I don't want to take any profit. I want to give it to the wrestling companies to let them live out their dreams. If Jake is laughing, yes. So Tristan Taylor votes yes. Also, DG Colt says yes. Okay, and I think the votes are in. And I got one more person that wants to join us for a minute that actually wants to watch the video. I'm going to let him, because it's his show. So I'm going to actually I'm going to do it. So we're going to do it. If people want to hang out for a minute, let me give him the link. Because I have to find the link now. Okay, there we go. Okay, give me like 2 seconds. While we do that, I'm going to put the video up. And then on top of it, I'm going to give this individual the link. And we're going to watch the world premiere Loose Cannon rap video. It's going to be the video. I'm sure, if you thought the new Rikishi single was great, you wait until you watch the video world premiere, never seen before in the world, the Loose Cannon rap video. For those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, I can assure you, if you thought my rapping was any bad, you wait until you watch what you're about to see when it comes to none other than of course, the one and only infamous Loose Cannon. Definitely, you're going to, I'm sure, not confuse him with Kendrick Lamar or Drake or, Eminem still out there with the brand new single. But obviously, I'm going to put this actually right up here on the screen. So let me get this ready, because I got to put it up. I still have to find the video. So hang on tight. Okay, there we go. So we have it here, brand new, never before seen music. So before we do anything, I'm going to put the video on pause, because I have it up now on the screen. Okay, there we go. Let's take it up. Okay, we got the video. Is the video up? Okay, so let's take this, go like this. Loose Cannon, never before seen world premiere music. So before we do it, and Omen Black, yes, we're bringing you on. And side notes, Omen can't wait to watch. So we're waiting. We're just waiting for the hardcore god to join us, because now all of a sudden, not only does he want that All Wrestling Matters hardcore title, he wants to watch brand new world premiere music from Loose Cannon. It's the brand new single. Obviously, Loose Cannon is certainly making a career, and he couldn't make it in the wrestling world. He wants to make it now in the rap world. Obviously, he saw the success of Rikishi's 2 singles. Now he wants to try it in his own. So make sure you check this out. And I can assure you this will be one for the ages. And there we are. We are here right now. The boogeyman of the Midwest, the hardcore god, Omen Black. Are you ready? We're bringing you on here now.
Before we start,
Yes.
Little backstory of this music video. So before he shot this, apparently he missed work for a couple weeks by his mom being dead.
How do you know this?
Oh, I'll tell you how I found out. But
oh god.
So before this was shot, his mom apparently died. All right, that's all I got to say. Now watch and look closely for a certain someone.
Oh god. All right, so can I play the video now?
Go ahead.
All right, well, hang on tight. All right, world premiere music, Loose Cannon, 508, the Woo Sox anthem. Let's go. Okay, here we go.
508. Loose cannon coming at you.
Fucking banger.
Let's get it.
Like more.
Let's go. 508. Yo. I grew up in Worcester all my life. Seen many good things and bad things happen in the city. The city's been through a lot. I've had a lot going on in my life. I've had a lot of people bullying me all my life. I had a girl by my side for all my life. The past 30 years. I'm glad she's my life from the 508. 508's my life in different sports venues. VCU Center too. Finally, the biggest thing came to Worcester to make this place 508 good, strong. Worcester Woo Sox. When I'm there, the crowd goes wild. They scream, they yell, they crowd. When they strike out, nobody strikes out in 508. 508 knows we're the real deal. Woo Sox. Woo Sox. Woo Sox is the greatest team of all time. Polo Park has been an additional to the city. Business is booming. All the city of Worcester is booming because of Polo Park. Woo Sox came to town. They broke blocks. I've seen a lot of, like pie in the sky. Everything. Anniversaries. Proposals. Polo Park is the best. 508 for life. My 508. Ride or die. I love the 508. Woo Sox. Woo Sox. Woo Sox. Woo Sox, the greatest of all time. Loose cannon. 508. Polo Park. Worcester.
All right, pause.
508.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
508. Ride to die.
We're mixing this in with this too. Come on now. Yeah. Lebowski. Yeah.
They can't touch me! They can't touch me!
We're from the 508, whole mother socks. I'm from the hood, I'm toting the block. Me and my crew, we pull up on the block. The 508 can be dangerous. The city can be treacherous. All my people really reckless. We're chasing for the necklace, yeah. You bums really teach us. We running from 12, they really chase us. My people caught a body, they laying lifeless. We in the 508, heart of the mass. You people are fish, I swear that you're bass. I'm the one that's swimming with sharks. Y'all are dogs, all y'all is loud box. We are the home of the Woo Sox and the Rails too. Can't forget the Pirates, they want a chip too. This is the 508, the hood don't play. Don't disrespect, we leave you where you lay. I'm trying to put the 508 on the map. Shout out Jonah, you're the god of the woo. People can't play for the fool. Leave a body shot with the two. Pull up on someone, make it go boom. 508, 508, 508. 508, 508, 508. 508, 508, 508. 508, 508, 508. To the day
Fuck, for his mom being dead, he's getting down. Dropping that thing.
That's how we do
Drop
with
it like
508.
drop it like
We ride till you die. Till we die. We out.
Yeah, peace out, yo. 508,
Represent.
die. Don't ever listen to the haters, man. If you can dream it, you can be it. Remember that.
Always try for your best in the 508. Don't listen to anybody. You do what you want to do. Strive for excellence. We out.
All right. So I don't know if anyone else saw it, but did you see the old lady?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
That's his fucking mom. And how I know this, Tom, if you go to the comment section,
Okay, I'm coming back.
people call him out on it.
Yes.
Let's go to the comments. All right, 1 second. 1 second. I'm trying to regain my composure. Okay, so let's come back to. I got to take it off the screen. Exit full screen. Okay, let's go to comments. the guy in the, can we see it here? To the guy in the real hoodie, consider asking your physician if you're on the spectrum, my friend. Yo, no offense, my brother, but perhaps delve into a different hobby, such as hiking, biking, arts and crafts, perhaps working out. I don't know, man, but I'm afraid rap is not your forte. This caused my CTE to flare up, and now I have 42 minutes and 33 seconds left to live. So thanks. Oh my God, your mom's alive? I thought she passed away. Remember? You took a week off from work to of all the arrangements. And then he says, who are you? Can't believe, this sounds familiar, Omen. Does this sound familiar to me? Because it sounds something like I heard last year. Can't believe you lied about something like that. Just got out of work. There's nothing you won't lie about, huh? So crazy. Stay off my channel or tell me who you are. Seriously, I'm no joking. Do what? Give us more bad raps? For real, I can't believe he'd lie about that. So messed up. Boy, so
You know what? I think the worst. I think the next.
who dug this video up? Who did you know, Jake, that actually dug this video up? This is what I want to know.
Okay, so he ended up messaging me on Instagram, Facebook, and it was he sent me like an unlisted video that was tied to this channel, and so I got on the channel and I saw that, and yeah.
And it got, let me see how many views. It actually got 369 views. But was it 369 out of pity, you think?
I mean, I think it's like scientists who like want to watch this and they're like, "Wow, how far does the spectrum go?"
Apparently, it actually went pretty far because I actually do have a lot of comments on this, and I should read the comments because people want to talk about this. I have never seen that dude in town. Yes, go to the video. Let's see. Let me get to where it starts. Okay, big man Cam. Let me read it off in my terms from the 718. Name's Tom Bryce. I'll cook you like rice. Step up to me and I won't be very nice. I host Sportswire. All wrestling matters. Rice is served on a silver platter. I can guarantee I'm not from Worcester or my name is Joe, but I'll move on with because
I don't know. That's not loose cannon bars right there.
Those are my bars. But white boy can't rap. Yeah, there's a lot of other things on that Skulls that he can't. Yeah, that was really cringeworthy. I didn't even. What in the hell are we watching? Andrew Lovelace, who's our resident DJ, the Woo Sox from Tyson Spade. I think I've gone deaf from that music video. What is the Woo Sox 508? That's the area zip code in Worcester. That's the area ward.
Okay,
I have family. What?
I got one little comment. Okay, his friend, who had like the smallest amount of rap skills out of the two, he looks like a fucking child with a fucking hat on, the child's bat.
Isn't Loose Cannon like 40 something and he's going around like he's dressing like he's like Fred Durst? Like, bro, you're like 40, like with a wife and a kid. I mean, I don't know. Andrew Lovelace said that he might need therapy after hearing this. I think I might need therapy every day, but now I need it like times 10 by seeing that video. This guy got crackheads and grannies in his video. I think that rhymed actually, General Manager.
His mom.
Nicholas Crenton said WTF. Did he really lie about his mom dying? We just saw the comments. We literally just saw the comments.
You know what's worse about lying about your mom dying? I guess lying about cancer. I think that's pretty worse. Like that's
listen, we exasperated him on that. I mean, that's an abomination in itself.
Now, if only he lied about his mom dying from cancer. Fuck. That's the trifecta right there of lies.
Has anybody seen Loose Cannon since he was last on Sportswire like a month ago? Has anybody seen any sightings of him on Facebook, YouTube, anything? Is he alive?
I mean, yeah, I watched Hunger Force, whatever the fuck it's called. The neighbor,
right? The crackheads and grannies in the background aren't even interested in this Woo Sox 508. Is Loose Cannon on track when he was?
I think back when Joe told me a lot of shit. I think he had a drug problem, but he got sober. He should have stayed on the crack.
If he was sober, then he should have not become sober. And speaking of people that, of course, want to add their
At
2
least they
cents
want
on
to
the
make
video.
sense.
Speaking of rappers that heard himself called out with you. First of all, what did you think of the Loose Cannon rap video, Anthony? What do you think? He should go on stage, maybe?
That's his next
Should he go on
theme right
tour?
there.
Should he go on tour this year with Kendrick Lamar? Or maybe go on tour with Drake? What do you think?
Hey, look, he has by the time people are done with him, he has more of a chance going on tour with Drake as much as Kendrick Lamar just killed his career.
Anthony, who you fooling? That's gonna be your next theme song. I guarantee it.
Stop the cap.
You want me to put Anthony? I can DM you the link. Obviously, I'm sure
Yeah,
Loose
nah,
Cannon will be happy to
hell
come out
no.
with it.
Summer
Hell
Bash,
no.
buddy. Summer Bash. That's your theme.
I heard
Nah,
you'll be
man.
going, Anthony, this year, and I heard there'll be a friend helping you go there.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Well, first of all,
What's good?
Steven Sylvester, it was painful. I actually feel like I need Pepto Bismol. Jake, you unlocked the most cringe video. Was that the most cringe video we've ever? Well, would Stefan Havoc and C2K be worse?
No, we wasn't treatment stressful.
Copper Dragon gave him a 5.3 though in one of his matches, so you know, he gave him a 5.3. C2K got a 5.3 in his most recent match in RWA.
I think Copper Dragon was on crack that day.
No, he wasn't. No. Copper Dragon, he's my
5.3.
He gave him a 5.3 out of 7.
Hey, look, all I'm gonna say is I came on here to finally say hello, Powersurge. Good to finally meet you. Like this is something I've actually been looking forward to, and I'm actually going to be busy the next couple of months. Doing a little tour with D'Angelo in Atlanta. So,
But what about the All Wrestling Matters Hardcore title in Massachusetts, which takes place in August? Is that what you're here for? Are you entering into that?
In August, I'm gonna be in Atlanta.
So,
okay.
All right.
So yeah, man. I wish I could. You know, scrap.
Will you be entering early for next year's Riot in the Ring? Would you like to enter at next year's Riot in the Ring?
You know what? That gives me enough time to prepare. I'll enter the Riot in the Ring next year.
You will?
I will. I think it'll be fun because it'll give me enough time to clear my schedule, make sure that everything's nice, fine and dandy, and then make my way up to good old Massachusetts.
I love Massachusetts. How many headshots did this kid take before filming this video?
Hey, look.
I want to know is when you film, but don't you have to know it's not good? Like when you're filming the video, you have to know it's not good. I mean,
sorry. Should we tell him about a different rap video that from somebody in particular?
The audience might want to hear it. What do you got?
We got Austin G rapping.
Where can I play it? Would the audience want me to play the Austin G rap video? If you're out there, play it or no? I'm gonna play it.
Whoa,
There's two.
Sorry.
Okay, Austin G rap video. Give me what I have to search to find it, because I see a bunch of things and it ain't Austin G. What do I have to find?
Oh man, let me see if I can find it.
Can you hear me?
Something like that.
Austin G, can you hear me? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Is it Austin's Groove Mix? Can you hear me? No, that's not it, right? Phoenix Music. Is it Austin's Groove?
Double check here.
DM me the link on Instagram while I read off these comments. If there's enough time, I'll play it. Okay, how many headshots? Yeah, thank you. I just watched it 3 times over. I hope the Red Sox put a restraining order. He works for the Red Sox, you know. He actually works for the Red Sox. That's the most interesting thing about it, is that he works for the Red Sox. I mean, I don't even know how they know about this. When you're on crack, everything looks good. You know, I've never tried crack, so what do I know? Let's be honest, I'd rather go deaf and get cancer at the same time than to ever hear that track. And he's a DJ. He's an actual DJ.
Play it one more time, baby. Woo!
No. If he can find the Austin G video, I'll play that. If not, we'll play it next time, because I do want to obviously move on. So, yeah, okay. Thank you for that. Look, if we can't get to it, we can't get to it. Not a big deal. Let me ask you guys this. I'll let Omen speak in a few minutes. D'Angelo the Flame and D Savage. What are you guys looking forward to in that match?
Just seeing what they can do, how their styles clash. You know, we have a good technical wrestler from Tennessee. We have a good technical wrestler from Northeast. And it for the first time ever, and who knows, maybe it could be for the final time ever, depending on the Flames schedule. I mean, just the styles clashing, they're kind of like the same technical aspect in there. They're both not used to doing hardcore stuff, so it'll be interesting to see if one of them depends on the hardcore style to get the the edge over the other one. But I don't know, just to see the styles clash. That's what I'm looking forward to.
What has the experience been with D'Angelo the Flame in the Riot in the Ring? What has he been like as a colleague here?
It's funny because I feel like I spoke to him a lot more outside of the tournament when it was going on. Me and him had a very good, probably good 30-minute at least conversation after the Riot in the Ring. And I mean, I got nothing but good things to say about the Flame inside and outside of the ring. The stuff that he's done inside of the Riot in the Ring so far is really, really great. For those who haven't seen it, go watch his match with Leonidas. Definitely stay tuned for tomorrow when he goes against Savage.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be a certified hood classic, as
he would say.
I'm looking forward to it. I put my plans off to I want to watch it live in stream, so I'm very excited about that. C2K would like to say hello. He would just like to say hello, so we'll say hello back. We'll say hello back.
Actually, real quick, he blocked me the other day because I called him out for creating a fake Facebook profile, call himself a legend. So you know what? Since you're here watching our stream right now, I just want to say that publicly, that I don't have to go ahead and create a fake Facebook profile to give myself compliments, to call myself a legend, because I let my actions speak for me. So C2K, if you have something to say, because I thought you thought you were pretty slick blocking my other account when you didn't block my second one, and then I saw what you said. If you have anything else to say, unblock me, say it to me. But just wanted to touch.
When did he block you?
I think 2 days ago. It's because I saw this Facebook profile and it typed the exact same way, the same grammar mistakes, everything like that. It commented on his profile saying, you're a legend. I've been watching you for 9 years, this and that. And like, it's the exact same way that he would type and make the same spelling mistakes. And then the profile, it just has one picture only that was just uploaded a few days prior. So it's a fake account, and it's either him or somebody in his little friend group. And I think that we all know who we're referring to. But
I have a question for Jake.
What is up?
Was it all misspelled words? Because if it was, that's definitely C2K.
Yeah, there was misspelled words. There was periods connecting to the other sentence and other letters. It's definitely C2K. As much as he'll deny it, was.
That's like me going on my personal page, going to my Omen page. Dude, you're a legend. I've been watching you for 9 years, which I only been wrestling for 2. Legend.
You've been wrestling for 9 years?
Yeah, in my dreams.
Okay, well, I'm going to let that there. So obviously he won't be invited into the All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Championship tournament then, right? He won't be invited.
There's no way.
All right, fair enough. And
I actually saw that he was in Ohio recently.
In Bremen?
I don't know if he was in Bremen, but on Facebook, like, made it to Ohio. I'm like, oh, fuck, this guy's going to be here at Summer Bash?
And ALW is at Big Man Cam's company's in Marion. Was he trying to go there? Because they have a show on Sunday.
I don't know. Big Man Cam in the comments, it was C2K your show. If you don't reply in the next 3 seconds, he was.
Well, a lot of people are trying to digest what they just saw from Loose Cannon. To be fair, we have a lot of people who are kind of like, where do we go from here now? People are like, I don't even know where to go from here. I mean, all I know is I'm probably going to end the show
of all time.
Well, I mean, certainly it's going to. I'm not being confused with the Mercedes Monet video out there, the Rikishi video that's out there, but each to its own.
It's better than the fucking Shaq album he put out.
Shaq went platinum though. Somebody bought it. He sold 1 million records.
Listen, Loose Cannon. I get them all confused. Loose Cannon's gonna go double platinum, I guarantee it.
Well, Loose Cannon will go triple platinum after what I just saw, and I'm sure he'll buy all 3 million copies. I mean, if it's possible.
Or
What do
his
you want to
friends.
say, Omen, before we
Hey,
what do you want to say to the guys before we get to the end of the show? What do you want to say to them?
I'm excited for Right in the Ring. Can't wait to watch it. That title though, Jake. You just want to send it my way. I'm already gonna win it.
How about this, Omen? You send me about like the $300 it cost me to make get rated, and then we'll
I don't
think.
get the best friend deal. The fuck,
Okay, you know what? I'll take off $10.99.
dude, that's a steal.
So take the shipping price off.
And Powersurge, like I told you last time in the comments that I will face you sooner or later, and I still mean that.
But you have to get through Rob Slater first, right? You must have
Fuck.
him in your thoughts, huh? My buddy
That
Rob
fucking
Slater.
pencil fucking neck little dweeb has no fucking chance.
So you haven't seen him in a few days, right?
He hightailed it after that.
I bet. If I were him, I would have did the same thing.
I was against the odds. Like, Jason Storm has that bald head. So, like, it just felt like a wet, lubed up testicle. I just couldn't get a grip on him.
Yeah, well,
Well,
you saw.
Oh,
how do you know what lubed up testicle feels like?
me and the missus get pretty kinky, all right? I touch my own. Hey, we're men here. Let's not pretend, guys.
And that's what people come to Sportswire Radio for. That's why you should follow NEW, and I am.
You're not gonna
Not
catch
the
me
reason
up
why,
on
but
it.
go ahead and follow him for those reasons. Actually, before I get to closing thoughts, let me pull up the link one more time for the guys in NEW. First of all, please support them on Patreon. I can't stress enough how important it is to support them on Patreon. They do a great job out there putting on the Riot in the Ring. It'll take place here coming up this Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern Time on their YouTube page. It's at Nonstop Entertainment Wrestling's on Facebook. Check them out. Instagram. There's so many ways to support NEW. Please support them. Also here, if you want to get in touch with Powersurge and Jake, that's their Instagram handles. Go out and support them. And also confirm, Jake has also created the All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Championship. A tournament will be in August. More details will be on the NEW Instagram page, also Jake's Instagram page. Jake is also going to be in the ring coming up on July 13th for the UWF in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Surge is going to be out there next weekend. He'll be out there in a few other places, and they're going to be in action tomorrow as well on the Riot in the Ring Round 2 coverage, which has a slew of great stars in here. And anything else for you, Surge and Jake, you guys want to say before I get to closing thoughts? Anything else you guys want to share?
Serge, you go first.
Thanks, Jake. Just to stay tuned to the Riot. There's a lot more great stuff coming. And thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I didn't realize you had a loose cannon rap video we're going to play. I mean, kind of interesting. I think people will like still. I think when I put that on Instagram, people are going to be like, "What did I just watch?" But
I'll piggyback. Like Jake said, he messaged them and so he went to me bragging about, I'm joining NEW. We're gonna go pro. So I messaged him like, hey, don't worry.
Wait. He said that. Wait, this is new to me. That he said he was joining NEW. Loose cannon.
That's what he told me. That's what he told me.
Does he watch what these guys do?
So I messaged NEW like, hey, don't let this guy join. He's a habitual liar. He has no skill.
He would get murdered in the ring. I mean, listen, even you could say what you want about Tyson Spade. He would wreck Loose Cannon in the ring. Their talent, Justin Abel, Sane, D Savage, The Surge, Jake. I mean, Reyes Silva would crush him. I mean, let's not even talk about Zero.
We told him, like, even before Omen messaged us, I already told Loose Cannon and then he started flipping it on us because like, I have connections in Beyond Wrestling. I'm gonna make you guys.
Yeah, he was telling everybody that.
Yeah. It's the same old stick.
Yeah.
I just don't think that he watched what you guys do to think that he could actually go and wrestle your product. I mean,
no.
Yeah, obviously, Omen. The answer had to have been no. He would have went there and he wouldn't have came out alive.
I kind of wish I didn't message now because I would have loved to see that.
What? See what?
Loose Cannon get fucking murdered in NEW.
You might be liable though.
Powersurge? Are you kidding me?
Even
Who wouldn't
before
want
you
to watch
messaged us,
that?
he was gone. He wasn't anywhere near NEW. So
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, you might want to smoke him like in a movie where he's on like the carcass. You take the cigarette, and when you're done with it, you'll light him. Like those movies.
I'm just saying, I would pay to watch Powersurge handle like Silverwolf, C2K, Loose Cannon, Skulls, shit like that.
But you'd be liable for death, though. You don't want to do that.
I'm a
Let
policeman.
that
I'm a
company.
pussy, guys.
if you want to see something like that, Powersurge did go 1-on-1 against Tristan Jester in round 1 of Riot in the Ring. So
I got that, but I think I want to see the best wrestle the best at this point. You know, I wish nothing but the best on some of those guys. Skulls, Silverwolf, let
You're
them
gonna
do
see
what they
that
want
in
to do.
AEW on Right in the Ring. I
What's that?
watch AEW like religiously. Like you guys are
Yeah,
good.
listen,
Love
this is where pros wrestle. I mean, this is like obviously let them learn, and God bless them. I think at this point, let people move on at this point. I think it's obviously we'll see what happens, but I know one thing: I am watching Riot in the Ring tomorrow, and I hope everybody else joins me in doing so. I
I'm
want to
gonna
get.
go, y'all. But thanks for
Thank
letting me
you.
have time, Jake.
See you, Omen. I'll see you on your show
It's
Thursday
good.
night. See you there. Well, that kind of segues to my closing thoughts. So obviously, let me get to closing thoughts while I get the link up for the YouTube channel. I'm going to go with you, Mr. Surge, first. Anything you want to share before we sign off?
Just make sure to tune in tomorrow and enjoy yourselves.
Pretty short, sweet, simple, and to the point. I'm happy about that. For you, Mr. Dvorak, Mr. Champion, obviously, I'm looking forward to watching you in a number of different places. And I got the link up here on YouTube, simple, straight to the point. And anything else you want to close with? And what an interesting show tonight. I really had no idea. First of all, I had no idea you'd present a hardcore belt. Then it turned into a loose cannon rap video. I certainly don't know how they were tied to with each other, but I'll go with it, I suppose. But until then, I'm going to give you the floor, and anything else you want to share, fire away.
Go follow Powersurge, follow his journey throughout professional wrestling and NEW and wherever else he chooses to go through. Go follow UWF. Like Tom said, we talked about earlier, I'll be there July 13th, but they still have really good product, especially if you're into hardcore stuff.
Yep.
One of the hardcore federations out there, probably the best, I'll say that.
Yeah.
I
Along
mean,
with IWA Deep South, I would say,
Yeah.
because I do a lot with IWA Deep South. I have to toe the company line.
well, yeah, watch Riot in the Ring. Let me know if you want to come to NEW in August to compete for this hardcore title. And one more thing, just want to show off these nice side plates.
Let me take this off the screen so I can show it. Yep. Oh, wow. Oh, boy. Oh, wow. Boy, you really did copy Sean Joby. In fact, Sean Joby just messaged me on Facebook, and he goes, that's a really nice belt. And he did it with a long knife. So he actually said now he wants to come on Sportswire to talk about it. So not now, just before Summer Bash. So there you have it. So we're going to talk about that. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to.
Inspired the hardcore title here. I just want to make sure there's more opportunities and bring this community.
Not so cool, man. It's so cool. I just want to say it before I go. I want to just for 2 minutes. Anybody that doesn't want to work with these guys, like you mentioned that company in Texas. I mean, obviously they want to talk about people being on crack and needing their brains to be examined. I mean, this is the company that's like the complete definition of open collaboration. We had one promoter last week talk about, I'm about open collaborating. And, I mean, to the eye of beholder, but this company, I mean, literally, like anybody that has talent that wants to be here, they give him an opportunity. And look at the people, everybody I've spoken to raved about the company. It wasn't like, oh, I put them up to it and said, do you have to say something nice about NEW? No, guys were coming to me, messaging me and saying what a beautiful experience it was. And that to me is really what it's about. Guys want to be here in this company. It wasn't like, okay, some companies get accused of a cultist behavior. It's a tribalism. No, guys were telling me that never met you guys and said how much they want to be here, how much they want to come and compete and hope to be in the Riot in the Ring again, and it'll take place. And I think that's why we need to support NEW. We need to support companies like this because they get it. They're a part of the movement. Those are all their links there. I am a Patreon subscriber. Please join me in doing so. Hit the sub button on YouTube. They're almost at 2,000 subscribers. Let's go there and hit them up on Instagram as well. Also Facebook. There's pretty much so many other ways to get in touch with them. And one more time, 6 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow, Riot in the Ring, round 2. Yeah, DG, I'm agreeing with you. Listen, great minds think alike. I mean, that's, couldn't have said it better myself. And hope everybody joins me in watching it. Guys, I think I pretty much talked to the point where I'm out of breath. So that means it's time to retire for the, because I have James Taylor and Jack Delta tomorrow. So I have to figure out who's on first, who's on second and third, and who's going to talk less. Because apparently between those two and the microphone and me, it's going to be, I might need one more of this. But that's a different conversation for a different time. Guys, I can't wait to watch tomorrow's show. I'm so excited to see who will be the winner of the Riot in the Ring. I have no doubt we'll talk about it when the tournament unfolds. I look forward to getting you guys back on here in a couple weeks, maybe get you on here before to talk about some details in the tournament itself. I'm excited to see how this will all unfold. Anything I can do to help, anything I can do in any particular way, whatever it is, don't hesitate to ask me. Anybody out there, any promotion out there, don't hesitate to ask in terms of anything I can do for anybody out there. So please let me know. I'm an open book. What I say on the air is what I say off the air. So hit the sub button for me. If you have it, YouTube at Sportzwire Radio 6579. But most importantly, go out there and support these guys. Guys, I can't wait to watch tomorrow. I'm so excited. I hope you'll all join me in doing so. And congratulations on all the success. Mr. Surge, looking forward to watching you in the pro circuit. Looking forward to watching you literally kill more people. Just don't give them a death certificate just yet. Jake, I'm really looking forward to seeing you change the game in the UWF and maybe seeing you in places, who knows, like IWA Deep South Carnage Cup. Maybe you want to go. I mean, I can make that happen for you. If you want to go to Carnage Cup and other things like that, maybe I can put a word in for you. Maybe off the air we could talk about that. And I'm looking forward to, most importantly, the future of the Riot in the Ring and also the All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Championship. Guys, congratulations, and see you tomorrow on the air live.
Thank you.
That was the NEW Northeast Champions Powersurge, the Surge himself, who's literally figuratively also bigger than all of my Powersurge outlets combined with all my lights in it, and also the NEW World Heavyweight Champion, Jake Dvorak, the best on the card. The man has won the most championships of any Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer, and also the man that has put together the All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Championship. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. Please go support NEW and all the links I've posted above, and thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, on the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio. See everybody.